Yes.
Are we here?
Yes.
Are we live?
Are we live?
I can see us. I can.
Yes, we are. We're
I
here.
can see the logo.
There's
there
10 people watching as well. Okay.
Yay.
Hello, everybody. I hope you're good. This is Kelsey speaking here. We are doing an impromptu radio show today because we're having internet connection issues. So I do apologize about that. For some reason, it's also called Kelsey Ellison Livestream.
Huh? I give up.
Oh.
We've had a lot of technical difficulties today, but it's okay because today we are gonna be showing the music from Sisters of House. Of it anyway. We're gonna be sharing some of it with you today. We actually have the composer Matthew here with us. Matthew Pearson is here with us today.
Hey guys, this is really exciting. This is the first time I've done this ever live YouTube.
Yes.
It's so exciting.
Okay, I have an idea.
What are we doing?
We are gonna show some of the music today. That's what we're gonna do. And also Petros is here with us too.
Hey, I'm here.
Petros is just. We've tried to live stream for the past hour.
I'm having flash. I've ever tried to do Twitch.
Technology is not a thing. Okay.
Kelsey is very calm and cool on.
Stream call?
Listen to the music from Sisters.
Listen to the music from Sisters of House. So,
Snack.
House Snack, yeah. Sister of House Snack, Sister of House Whack.
Fortunately, your followers and fans are way like
Okay,
really
nice.
chill.
Yeah, everyone,
very
thank you
nice.
so much for your patience. I think
Yes.
we're actually live streaming. So we are gonna be.
I'm not quite sure what the Cornelius fudge is going on.
It's okay, Petros.
I'm actually,
It's
if you
okay.
guys, okay, so Matthew, while I'm sharing this link on my social media,
Mm-hmm.
we are going to be sharing some music from the film. What has your experience been composing for this film?
Well, when I'm sat next to you, there's only certain things I can
No!
say, right?
You can be like, horrible, 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 horrible.
It has been so much fun. I mean, actually, so a little bit about me. I used to be a pretty much a jobbing composer in my spare time on top of having a full-time job. And a couple of years ago, I realized I wasn't enjoying it anymore. And the one thing I told myself is that if I ever don't enjoy what I do with music, I'm not going to do it. And I stopped doing it for a while. And this is the first project I've even seen where I thought, I think I could enjoy this again. And it has been the most fun. It's reminded me why I love writing music. And both of you two, thank you for doing that for me, because it has been the most incredible experience writing this music. It really, really has.
We just cut out for a little minute.
Okay.
It's fine. We're all
so
here.
The
It's
internet,
been
yeah, the
amazing.
Internet, the internet is, we're back. We're back. The internet just cut off for a second again. Okay. Petros, what has it been like editing with, like, so basically you had to edit, just basically talk about how the process has been, how you've like
Putting music
worked
into it,
together to edit this film.
So it's kind of interesting is that I've done two projects where I've been like in charge of like almost everything when it comes to the post-production side of things. So when I was doing the adding music into this thing, one thing that was quite different to normal for me was working with a new composer, and I didn't send out any cue sheets or anything, which I normally do to musicians I work with. But Matthew was he understood me and my complete gibberish.
It wasn't gibberish. A part of the job of a composer is translating.
It wasn't too pink.
And you speak half of it already. No, it wasn't too pink.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot better definitely since the early days of my life as a video game, when I was telling just basically giving reference tracks to the composer there and asking him, do your best. But the Yeah, I mean, it's music is definitely one of my favorite things about any movie. And if you look at my Spotify playlists, it's basically nothing but um, it's basically nothing but like music soundtracks and video game soundtracks, which kind of go hand in hand, really. Um, and it's really quite crazy in that fact because like I mean I've got an entire playlist called Petros Movie Feels, um, and it's all like basically just like stuff from whether it's Man of Steel, which not my favorite film, but very much like the soundtrack. Whether whether it's like stuff from Lord of the Rings and like Star Trek 2009, which is actually one of my favorite soundtracks ever.
Nice.
I think Michael Giacchino is like the best working composer who hasn't been around already for about 30 years. Basically, best person who's not John Williams and Hans Zimmer.
You know, he did the soundtrack for Rogue One. He wrote, produced, did
Oh
all of
yeah,
it in like 4 weeks,
yeah, I know he had
which
to.
is
He like
crazy.
pulled it sort of like
I mean,
together last minute.
we've written most of this in like 7 weeks, and that's quick as well.
Yeah, though to be fair, Matthew's had a really hard job for him because in addition to holding down a full time job for this, a lot of other people they sort of come into this and they are dealing with their it's like music is their sole thing. So in the past, for example, when I would ask Kevin to do music for other things I'd worked on, whether it was Parallel Sins, the film we did with Kelsey, or My Life's a Video Game. It's a case of like, okay, now we're finished with it. Now we're finished with the editing. We've got the actual lockdown. Now you have to compose the music for it because that makes it way easier for the composer. Because of his full time job, it basically meant that he had to start a little bit earlier than we would have liked, and so the edit was actually, I think, 12 minutes longer in the film originally.
Yep, about 12 minutes.
About 12, in fact, I think it was actually 16 minutes the very first cut. And then basically he had to sort of like figure out how he was going to trim it down into the right sections. And music for me is when everything sort of comes to life in a movie.
But it's been nice working like that because you kind of get to see, especially because, you know, I said this when we tried streaming earlier. I don't know if people heard it.
We've tried multiple times to stream.
It's quite, the job of a composer is quite lonely, and quite often you don't really get to meet the people you're working with. It's normally it's not even Slack. It's normally just email, and so seeing that uncut just gives me more insight into the way you guys are actually thinking about things. So I get to see all the.
We just have a couple of comments saying that we went off. But the stream is offline.
I don't get it.
Now it's live. The internet keeps cutting in and out. Okay. Let's go back offline. I want to show you guys. Okay, we are back on the live stream.
Let's, without further ado, move on to the first track we're going to show off today, and hopefully you
yes.
guys should be able to listen to it in its entirety.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, that was the first track. Before we get into talking about that, this comment saying, Sisters of House smack me with the good tunes.
I love that.
And a lot of people are asking when the movie comes out. I did mention this in a couple of the other attempted live streams in the past hour. The movie is coming out this month. We have not shared the date yet. We do have a date, but the date will be announced soon. I had a lot of people on the 1st of October saying, hello, where is Sisters of House Black? It's October. We promise you that it is coming this month. You'll actually find out the actual date very soon. But yeah, it is coming out this month. Is there anything you want to say about that track, Matthew?
I mean, we're not going to talk about where any of the music fits in the film because Kelsey's told me not to because obviously we don't want to spoil it for you guys. But I think the only thing to say about that is the tune you hear at the beginning is kind of that theme which you hear on the kind of Celesta music box sound. That's a really important theme in the score, and that kind of reflects a lot of the different themes that are happening on screen in the film. I'm trying to talk around this without giving anything away.
That's okay.
I don't know what I'm allowed to. Are we allowed to talk about what that theme represents?
Kelsey will smack you if.
It's the main theme.
It's the main theme, and it represents a lot of the relationships between different people. And you'll hear it in various different kind of guises throughout the film as emotions and relationships between different characters change. That kind of mirrors the narrative really directly.
How long did it take you to come up with like that little main motif theme?
Oh, about 3 seconds.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Funny thing about me, I do nearly all of my actual writing, not writing stuff down or programming stuff into Cubase or anything, but I do nearly all the writing in my head when I'm falling asleep. And that's where I get nearly all of my melodies come to me when I'm dozing off to sleep.
When I was writing this, all of the ideas came when I was drifting off to sleep.
And the hardest thing to do is keep thinking about them long enough or remember to write them down or remember them in the morning. Mm-hmm. I'm sure I've lost so much good music to just falling asleep and forgetting about it. But yeah, about 3 seconds. That was one of the easiest bits.
Yeah, Mika is right. Music can make or break a film or game.
No pressure on me.
No pressure on you.
Yeah.
Okay.
No pressure at all. So you composed that in like 3 seconds while you were falling asleep, man. I mean, I know I compose, not compose, but like write my stuff when I'm writing screenplays or anything like that. I mean, half the time I'm spending coming up with the ideas when I'm on the toilet, but that's besides the point. But I mean, that's probably why I spend so much time in there. I'm thinking of new ideas. I'm constantly thinking of new ideas. It's my epiphany area.
Okay, so shall we?
Move on to the next track.
Yeah. Let's play another track.
Let's play, or as Mika said, Sisters of House, smack me with the tunes.
That's the right folder, Petros. Yes. Just choose one. You know what they all are, because you've heard them all like 100 times.
Oh, shall I say what the name of this one is? I would say the name of this one.
Yeah. This one is called Suspense Master.
I think it's actually just called Suspense Master would be.
Mastering is something you do to music at the end, and so it's not. There's not a suspense master.
We're back.
We are back, and it keeps coming on and off the stream. I really do apologise. We are trying our best, but there's just, I think maybe it's because of all these wands around us. Maybe the magic is intersecting with the internet connection.
You know they can't see us right now, right?
Yeah, but I'm describing, okay, so around us we have a lot of wands. We actually set up this live stream to be visual as well, but the internet is just not having it. But we have the Black Family Tree tapestry behind us with a couple of Harry Potter props. Actually, no, all of the props from the film, right?
Yeah, loads of all the props.
Wish you could see it.
Yeah, wish you could see it. You'll get to see it in the background of some interviews eventually.
Yeah. So that was kind of like a track to build suspension.
Yeah, the really interesting thing about this one, one of the things you'll hear in it is that, I don't know if you guys notice it, the kind of guitar-y, sitar-y sound, which is called it's a very unusual Polish instrument called a cymbalum, and it just creates a really nice atmosphere. I think it sounds really kind of horror and weirdy and kind of slightly fantastical and slightly magical, but at the same time quite dark. Does that make sense?
Makes sense to me. At least it's not. At least not. Make it more pink.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like using that instrument a lot in the score. You'll hear it a lot on the melody and in other places as well.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, it reminds me a little bit of. I'm trying to think of.
It was in the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock movies.
That was a big inspiration.
That might.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be it. Like actually, because it has that like sense of foreboding, but also mystery behind it as well. It's an interesting
mystery and magic. That's the film. Okay. Anyway.
no, the film's called Sisters of House Black Cup.
Sisters of House, smack me with the next tune.
Smack you with the next tune. All right. Let's get it up and ready. And this one is called Blank Fight.
Oh, we're playing this one? No, you're not. You're playing the same tune, Petros.
And
Hello,
we're back.
We're back, except I think the video is buffering.
Oh no, it's not.
It's not, but
It's not.
we're
It's
back.
Fine.
We're
It's
back.
Fine. It's fine.
We're back. Okay.
Okay, you guys talk for a second while I try and reduce the buffering, basically.
Okay. So
So that's, we're okay saying that's obviously one of the more actiony scenes.
yeah.
And a little bit about the process. Like when I got the scenes, I mean, like this doesn't happen very often, but honestly, you guys, you're in for such a treat when you get to watch this, because the videos are awesome, and it's really telling like how quickly the music comes to me is so dependent on the quality of what we get on screen, and all of this was just so easy to write. Like I think we ended up doing a few different versions of this one, but they all came out really, really, really quickly. Like I don't know if you noticed that, when we decided to work on it, it was like one version, then the next day, and it's just because the video is so awesome. It's just so inspiring to work with.
Yay, thank you. Yeah, you were super
And a lot
quick.
of fun.
You were super quick at composing for this, actually. Being like, whoa, are you actually human?
Thanks.
Ridiculously quick.
I've worked with
composing.
some pretty impressive composers in my time, and including one who's now a BAFTA award-winning one, actually. One a few weeks ago won a BAFTA.
I don't rub it in.
And this is about to be a compliment for you. I was about to say, you are as good as any of them.
You can't see the video, guys, but I'm blushing now.
It's going to break through the video, just like the Sisters of House Black logo is going to turn pink.
It's so seriously, so much of it is just down to the material you've got to work with and the direction you get from the people. I think it might have been one of the earlier streams, but when you're a composer, the most frustrating thing and the most unhelpful thing can be when you've got a client who's pretending or trying to speak music and trying to blag it, and they just can't speak music. And you end up with some really weird feedback and some really weird directions. And, Kelsey knows how to talk music as well as me. And Petros knows that he doesn't know how to speak music, so he speaks English instead, which is just as helpful.
What is music? What are sounds?
When it does those weird fluty things.
But the thing is, you don't pretend to, which is the worst, most unhelpful thing for a composer. That's how we managed to turn it around so quickly.
This is something that Matthew doesn't actually know, but there was one time we had a conversation with him where we were sort of pretending like it was just me talking, and actually Kelsey was in the room basically translating for me.
Yeah, I was translating it. Someone said that they really like the music. It could be beautifully adapted into a classical ballet dance, which is interesting because what is your background?
Yeah, my background is actually so I've done bits for film and TV before. I've done a video game soundtrack, but my background is really classical music, and specifically music for theatre. So I've done a lot of operas, written and produced them. I used to run an opera production company and toured stuff, London, the Edinburgh Fringe, which is awesome, and ballet as well. So yeah, you're spot on. Well done.
Yeah. Shall we do the next tune?
Yes, we will in just one moment.
Yeah, okay. Someone, Mika, said that the main theme melody is really good. It's really good.
Thank you, Mika.
Well done, Matthew.
Thank you.
Just reading some comments here. Oh, is the soundtrack available on any platform after the release? We can't sell the music, however it will be available for you to listen to somewhere.
Yeah, so
for free. Yeah,
when you're writing to video, you kind of have to be really precise with the timings of stuff, because obviously you're matching what goes on. But I'd be really happy with some of the music we've managed to make, and so yeah, it's on my list after the film releases and after we've got everything else done. I would love to kind of adapt some of them into full-length pieces of music and let you guys listen to it.
Yeah, fully.
Yeah, there may be ways you can absolutely that you can through Spotify and things like that. That it would just have to be a Matthew J.H. Pearson original.
Yeah, I'm sure there's ways we can name stuff which don't.
You can call
upset people.
You can call it the Brothers of House Smack.
Sisters of House soundtrack.
Brothers of House soundtrack. Yeah. Oh, we could just call it Sisters of House soundtrack.
Siblings of House soundtrack.
Okay.
All right, and we're going to move on to the last track now.
Oh, we've gone offline.
Well,
We've gone offline.
we've gone offline.
We're just buffering.
Okay, now we're back. Or live, apparently.
The streaming gods are not being kind to me today.
No, they really are not. I think it catches up to the.
And
It
I've
does
actually
catch up.
Hi, Shira Potter. I think we're actually offline right now, but I'm gonna say hi. Hi, Shreya Potter. Shreya Potter. Hi, Queen 17. Hi, Egro Fee. And Momo Chan. And Jerome. And Philip. And Miss Honey. And Brando. And Croissant Potato.
That's an awesome name.
I think we are back, so we should play the
we are.
next track.
All right, the next track it is, and here. And here we go. Okay.
I trust you would be a terrible radio controller.
I'm a video guy, alright? And the video's not running.
So, you were saying that track reminds you of the Addams Family. It
Yeah.
actually was a reference. Was it a reference? I think it was a reference.
I think it may have been a reference at some point, yeah. I mean, the blacks do feel like the Addams Family.
At some point, yeah.
To a certain extent. They're very eccentric, gothic family.
Which members of the Black family are which characters in the Addams Family?
Oh,
Sickness is definitely not. He is maybe the anti.
he's not the husband.
No, I was like, yeah. What's the husband's name in the Addams Family again?
Gomez.
No.
Gomez, yeah. He
think-
is the anti-Gomez.
I feel like
Auntie Gomez.
I feel like Cinderella could be Morticia
Yeah,
in another life.
yeah. If she had a more loving husband.
Yeah. I feel like, oh gosh. Is Bellatrix Debbie?
Debbie.
Debbie.
Do you mean Wednesday?
No, Wednesday is
Wednesday's Narcissa.
Narcissa, I think.
Mm.
I don't know.
Moody and like.
Anyway.
Narcissa is basically a goth in everything except for her looks.
Her looks, yeah. But yeah, okay. Anyway, I guess that we can't really give away too much spoilers for what that music is for, but it's really fun. It's actually like kind of like a very Addams Family kind of scene in the film.
Oh, yeah,
It was really fun to write. I mean, we could talk about some of the cinematography, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that what's going on screen, which I won't say anything about other than the fact it's all kind of a one-take shot, so this camera's moving around a space for a long period of time. There's not like different cuts, it's just the same shot. And so it was just a really inspiring scene. There's a lot going on, and I had a lot of fun with this music. As hopefully you can hear, this was one of the most fun scenes to write because the music can kind of come forward a bit in this scene. You guys will see what I mean, but because you can kind of I'm digging myself into holes, Kelsey, and I'm about to say something you're going to slap me for. I was able to have more fun with the music in this scene because there's less to listen to elsewhere in the film.
Yeah.
Everyone in the chat is saying, sounds magical, Goosebumps is really magical, the magic is back again.
The magic.
It sounds super professional. Well, it's fortunate that he is a professional.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I'm not, and that actually works to my advantage because I've got a full-time job. If you're going to go into something like writing music or anything in the creative arts, you don't do it for the money, right?
No.
You do it because you love it, and
This is this whole project.
yeah, exactly, right.
I'm certainly not doing this project for the money.
And so, because I've got a full-time job, it means I can just do the stuff that I really love doing. And I think when you're working on something that you really are enjoying, it shows in the quality of it in the end, I hope.
Yeah. So, do we have any more? Is there?
Do you have any questions before we head off?
Well, we're quite behind. Is that the last track?
That's the last track, yeah.
Unless,
we've got some of the other cues, but they're kind of they're unedited and they're unmastered, and
okay,
I want to save them for. We should save them for when.
I think those are 4 good tracks to show off and demo, and we can.
We've got a lot left as well to listen to.
We'll figure out the video and everything. We might do one of these again after the movie comes out.
Oh yeah, definitely. Someone said, Mika said again, I really love the music you've shared so far. It invokes the same feeling as the official Wizarding World film scores have without directly copying them. That's exactly what we...
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
The original Harry Potter films have got... There's such... Like, as with anything to do with the set of films and books, the music has got a lot of baggage with it. Like, one of the themes from that series of films is one of the most famous themes from any film score anywhere now, right?
Yeah, wait, is this...
Oh, we're going to get content IDs on YouTube now.
No, remember, it's not going to copyright if you just say it.
One of the reasons, actually, because Harry Potter has such a strong theme to it, like that theme tune is such a big part of the soundtrack, is one of the reasons why I wanted to go with, like, one kind of set theme for this film as well. So hopefully that I think you got it through.
I can't even begin to rival John Williams. But he was the
Don't get me wrong, I love your music, but no one can rival John Williams.
No. But he was the reason that I started writing music. It was in fact the thing that really got me into composition was the soundtrack to The Phantom Menace.
Oh yes.
Which I know people will.
Terrible movie, amazing soundtrack.
Terrible movie. But it's probably the best soundtrack of any Star Wars movie. The music is incredible, and I remember buying the piano score of that and playing it through on the piano and thinking, I wish I could write music anywhere like this. And yeah, he was a huge inspiration. I think it comes through in the music I write.
Yeah. We that is all the tracks that we're going to show you today. We're going to hang around just a couple of seconds to see if there's any questions. But I hope you guys have enjoyed listening to a couple of tracks. We don't want to give too much away. Someone asked when the film is coming out again. I'm really happy that everyone's excited and is asking like, when is it coming out? When is it coming out? It is coming out this month.
I think I asked you that earlier, didn't I?
You did ask that. You asked that earlier. It is coming out this month. We are going to be announcing the date really soon with something really special coming along with it. So keep your eyes peeled for that, especially on this YouTube channel, obviously, but also on our Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. The Twitter and Instagram,
which is all going to come up on screen in just a second.
Yeah, the Twitter and Instagram are both @EllieVision_, and the Facebook page is just Sisters of House Black, but it will also be on here too. But yeah, I don't know how far behind this
stream is.
Yeah, probably gonna like. We shall see.
Should have done this from the start, but yeah.
Let me see if I can check.
Yeah, I mean, if you have any questions like for this, I would be.
Okay, we got a question.
Okay, but apparently we do.
How much time did you take to make all these wonderful and magical music from Shreya Potter?
You guys sent me the first video cuts on August 8th.
Yes.
And I'd already...
Wait, are you referring to the preview scene that we released? Or?
No,
Okay.
no, I'm just on about the scenes from the actual film.
Oh, okay, yeah. That was actually like around
which-
about the time we filmed the preview scene, wasn't it, last year?
This year.
No, I'm saying last year, August 8th, was around
Yeah.
that time we filmed the preview
So
scene.
you sent me the actual movie, the first cut of the film, on August the 8th. And that's when I started writing. I already had the melody in my head because I'd previously done a bit of that music for the previous scene, but that's when I started writing. And I locked the programming, which basically means that all of the notes in the score now, unless anything really disastrous or urgent happens, aren't going to change anymore, and it's now just mixing, it's mastering, and it's making it sound really kind of shiny and ready for you guys to listen to.
Ooh, shiny.
Yesterday, so it was from August the 8th to yesterday was the entire length of the film was written.
Yeah, which is an impressive feat.
It is when you're only doing it evenings and weekends.
Yeah, the film is 40 minutes long as well, so yeah. We've not got any more questions at the minute, but we have. Ooh, the music sounds G. Sounds so good. Good.
I believe that music sounds G is what the kids say for it sounds good, not that it sounds
God-awful.
gangster.
Heaven, that's amazing. I'm gonna check how far back the stream is. It's really far behind.
I think you're also way behind as well.
Oh,
Okay, that's not
play
too
the
bad.
music now.
Someone says sounds like people are dancing to this music. Yeah, that's right. You're listening to the waltz. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a dance.
I think everybody's getting their streams in at different times, basically.
Fair enough.
No, I think everyone else is getting the stream at the same time. We're just very in front.
Yeah, I mean, what I mean is like I think your one is a little bit behind or something. Maybe I don't know.
No, I think we're hearing it at the same time because that was the waltz, and someone's just said it sounds like people are dancing. Yeah, so I think it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, that is a piece of music that often accompanies dance.
Yeah, dancing.
You can't see me right now, but I'm dancing.
These guys are dancing
Very
like
badly.
crazy.
Kelsey can dance
I
like
wonder how. I don't know. Like, I wonder if there's like specific wizard choreography.
for dancing.
Yeah.
Whether they do Wingardium Leviosa on themselves to fly up into the air.
Yeah,
and
do like
dance.
spells while you're dancing. I never even thought
If
of that.
you had told me that while we were filming.
No, but if this was a feature-length film, we could have done that. But we
Oh,
can't
yeah.
put that in a short film of
Yeah.
like showing like a full-on musical routine with.
There was this video that went viral a while ago of a dancing witch or something. I think that pretty much defined dancing wizard and witch routines.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw it.
Yeah.
Wait, the one with the cheerleading squad.
You don't actually know what we're talking about, do you?
No.
Oh.
Look, it's hard for Kelsey to narrow the amount of time she's gone viral down. For dancing, especially.
Yeah, I guess so. No one ever edited like spells coming out of my wand, which is surprising.
Well, I'm doing
the dancing Hermione.
I'm literally in the middle of doing that, but not for the dancing Hermione.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that no one ever did that. Like,
Maybe-
edited spells out of my wand.
Maybe I should do that before we, like after we launch the film.
Maybe.
Just give it an extra
I feel
boost.
like you're gonna
You know
be
the way in
live.
certain comedy films, like
I'm
they don't
already
do it
started.
anymore, but you know the way in certain comedy films they used to kind of put outtakes and stuff in the end credits. It would really break the mood, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, if it's the end credits track, and I just suddenly bust into dancing Hermione.
Someone agrees that Debbie would be Bellatrix.
Oh, Fester's wife,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh god, that's.
Where she like blows things up.
Yeah.
And everything.
Either that or what's his name from the extra Harry Potter movies when he keeps blowing himself up by accident.
The extra Harry Potter movie.
No, the original.
Oh.
The original ones. It's one of the other Gryffindors. He just keeps
Oh,
accidentally blowing.
Seamus Finnegan.
Seamus, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, turn this wine into rum. We're just waiting for the questions to come in a little bit. This is what's happening right now. Because how far away are we? The music was gorgeous. Hopefully it gets put on Spotify or something. Yeah, well...
We're going to try and figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna, for you guys, so you're not just listening to us. I'm gonna mute the desktop here so that we don't have to, so it doesn't get feedback into the mic. But you guys get to listen to some of that music over again while we're talking. How's that sound?
Wait, what?
I'm going to play the music in the background. We won't hear it, but they will.
Oh, clever.
It's almost like I know what I'm doing. I mean,
It might make the conversation like even more intense. I'm so glad you guys are enjoying the music though. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it means a lot seeing this kind of thing. The other thing is like doing live opera and ballet. Your audience is a lot smaller, and when I saw the amount of people who'd seen the trailer, like I'm not used to getting that kind of exposure just like that.
Yeah, so you composed for the trailer too, which was amazing.
Yeah.
You actually didn't compose for the preview scene that came out. It was a guy called Christopher, and then we brought you on board after.
I did the opening and the ending for the previous.
Yes,
one.
you did.
Yeah.
You did the theme, basically. That's when you composed the theme.
Of which the original version was very piratey.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. I love it.
We've been humming it all week as we've been going like over visual effects and stuff.
This song is never gonna leave my brain ever now. Ever. You're gonna brain.
Never, ever, ever.
Ever.
Gonna leave my brain.
So you're comparing me to Taylor Swift?
Kind
I'll take
of.
that.
That's what
I'll take that.
pop
I'll
music
take
does
that.
this thing where it repeats the same thing over and over again in the song, so that you like go away singing it and want to buy the song, and we'll listen and stream it on Spotify and everything. Star Wars music is consistently amazing. I agree. I think all of the
Yeah,
Star
well,
Wars...
it's been the same composer for 8 movies and now the 9th.
Yeah.
And that will be his last. Undoubtedly.
Yeah.
Because he didn't compose for Rogue One or Solo. Or did he for Solo? I think he composed the main theme for Solo, that was it. Yeah. But that was it. And he kind of did I don't know how